Hey everybody, so glad to see you again. I've got some great news. Starting on September 6th, we are going to be meeting back together again in our own classrooms. I know you're excited about that. I'm excited about that. Your teachers are excited about that, and we cannot wait to have you back in class again. Now, if you're curious about what you need to have with you when you show up, please talk to your parents or have your parents email me with the details of what you're going to need when you come back to your classes. Now, today's story is an important story about friendship, and it comes out of Mark chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. And in this story, we see one of the most important life lessons that we need to make sure that we follow for our entire lives. In this story, Jesus is in a house, and he's preaching and he's teaching, and as normal, people have gathered to come see Jesus teach, to hear him speak. They hope that he can heal their friends or their family or even themselves. And Jesus is in this house, and the Bible tells us that in this house, there are so many people that it's busting, like at the seams. There's no room for anybody else inside this house. It is jammed full. And what we see is there's a man who's paralyzed. He can't move on his own. And with him, his 4 friends. And these 4 friends have faith that if they can get their friend in front of Jesus, he can heal them. Now, the Bible doesn't tell us if they made attempts to try to get into the house or not. What we do know is they make their way up to the roof. And when they're on the roof, they take apart part of the roof, right? They take apart part of the ceiling, and they find a way to lower their friend down in front of Jesus. And when Jesus sees this man, he said, "Your sins are forgiven." And the people in the room are like, "You can't say your sins are forgiven. Only God can do that." And Jesus says, "Well, what is easier to say? Your sins are forgiven, or pick up your mat and walk?" And that's exactly what this paralyzed man did. He picked up his mat and he left. Now, the important thing in this story to me is the 4 friends that this man had surrounded himself with. You see, in life, things are going to get tough, just like they did for Esther last week, right? Things are going to be tough, and we're not going to be sure what to do or what to do next or what God's calling us to do. And so we need to surround ourselves with friends who love God, who are going to look out for us, what's the very best for us. And that's what this man had done. You see, he had 4 friends who were working so hard to get him in front of Jesus because they knew that if they got into Jesus, Jesus could heal him. And they worked so hard to take apart a roof to find a way to lower him down in front of Jesus. These friends had what this paralyzed man needed. They had his best interest. They wanted to see him healed. They wanted to see him taken care of. And they would do anything to make sure that happened. And so for us, friendships are important. They help guide us. They help protect us. They help make us stronger. They help draw us and keep us closer to God. The opposite of that, though, is we can tend to find ourselves with people that maybe aren't bringing us closer to God, that are maybe aiding us in making some poor choices. And my opinion is that if those are our only friendships, that if we don't have anybody who keeps us close to God, eventually we're going to be like those people. The people we hang out with the most is eventually who we become. Now, in the Bible, there are lots of guys who had close friends, and they were called to go into tough environments to tell people about God and who he was and how he loved them. And they were surrounded by people who could have pulled them away from God. But they also had strong friendships that were making sure that they stayed true to God and stayed strong. And in our lives, we need to tell people about Jesus and who he is and all that he's done for us. And that means we're going to be around some people who potentially could pull us away from God. However, if we've taken the time to establish strong friendships who will keep us rooted and keep us grounded, what we can go to and we're saying, "Hey, I'm really struggling," and they're going to help us out, we need to make sure that we have those relationships in our lives. So this week, take some time to think about who your friends are. Are they bringing you closer to God, or are they pulling you further away from God? Are they helping you make wise choices, or are they helping you make poor choices? Think about those things. Evaluate your friendships. If you've got too many people who are pulling you away and not enough people who are keeping you close, I'd say you need to maybe lose some friends out of this group and add some more here. You need to make sure you have strong friendships so that you can reach the ones that need to hear about Jesus the most. You need those strong friendships that are going to bring you closer to God so that you can be more of a witness to those who need to hear him. Friendships matter. The people we hang out with matter. So please, please, please always make the wise choice to make good friendships, to hang out with the right people, to find the people who are going to help you be the best person you can be. That's all I have for this week. I can't wait to see you all soon.